High in the Black Hills of South Dakota, a giant sculpture watches over the landscape. It is Mount Rushmore, one of America's most iconic monuments. Carved into the granite mountainside are the faces of 4 American presidents. This monument is a testament to American history and ambition. The Black Hills region was sacred to the Lakota Sioux tribe long before Mount Rushmore existed. The mountain, originally called Six Grandfathers by the Lakota, held deep spiritual significance. The history of Mount Rushmore is intertwined with the history of the Black Hills and its original inhabitants. The idea of carving a monument in the Black Hills emerged in the early 20th century. The goal was to attract tourists to South Dakota. Doane Robinson, a state historian, envisioned colossal sculptures of Western heroes. He contacted Gutzon Borglum, a renowned sculptor, to discuss the project. Borglum, known for his work on the Stone Mountain Memorial in Georgia, was drawn to the project's grandeur. He convinced Robinson that focusing on American presidents would hold greater national appeal. Thus began the journey to create Mount Rushmore, a monument that would forever alter the landscape and spark conversations about history, art, and representation. The 4 presidents chosen for Mount Rushmore are instantly recognizable. They are George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Each face measures 60 feet high, a testament to their enduring legacy in American history. George Washington, the first president of the United States, represents the nation's founding and the fight for independence. His leadership during the Revolutionary War and his role in shaping the Constitution are etched in American memory. Next to Washington is Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd president and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. Jefferson's legacy is intertwined with the ideals of liberty and self-governance, principles that continue to shape American identity. Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th president, is known for his conservation efforts, his big stick foreign policy, and his role in building the Panama Canal. Roosevelt represents America's expansion and its growing influence on the world stage. The final face belongs to Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president. Lincoln led the nation through the Civil War and is revered for his role in preserving the Union and abolishing slavery. His face on Mount Rushmore serves as a reminder of the nation's ongoing struggle for equality and justice. The selection of these 4 presidents was not arbitrary. It was a deliberate decision meant to embody key themes in American history. Gutzon Borglum, the sculptor, and Doane Robinson, the historian, carefully considered each president's contributions. George Washington was an obvious choice. As the father of the nation, he represented the birth of the United States and the ideals of independence and democracy. His inclusion was non-negotiable. Thomas Jefferson, as the author of the Declaration of Independence, embodied the principles of self-governance and individual liberty. His role in expanding the nation westward with the Louisiana Purchase further solidified his place on the mountain. Theodore Roosevelt, a century after Jefferson, represented America's emergence as a global power. His leadership in building the Panama Canal and his conservation efforts showcased America's growing influence and its commitment to progress. Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of unity and resilience, rounded out the group. His leadership during the Civil War and his role in ending slavery made him a powerful representation of America's struggle for equality and its ability to overcome deep divisions. Section 4. A Sculptor's Vision, Gutzon Borglum's Dream. Gutzon Borglum, the sculptor entrusted with carving Mount Rushmore, was a larger-than-life figure. Born in Idaho to Danish immigrant parents, Borglum studied art in Paris and gained recognition for his sculptures. When he took on the Mount Rushmore project in 1927, he brought his artistic vision and unwavering determination to the Black Hills. Borglum envisioned a monument that would not just be colossal in scale but also deeply symbolic. He saw the 4 presidents as representing the birth, growth, development, and preservation of the United States. He meticulously planned the composition, ensuring that each president's likeness captured their essence. The scale of the project was daunting. The mountain was unforgiving, the weather unpredictable. Borglum assembled a team of skilled workers, many of whom were local miners and artisans. He embraced dynamite and drills, using them alongside traditional sculpting techniques to shape the granite. Borglum's vision extended beyond the 4 faces. He imagined a grand hall of records carved into the mountain behind Lincoln's head. This hall was intended to house documents and artifacts that would tell the story of America. While the Hall of Records remains unfinished, Borglum's ambition and artistry continued to inspire awe. Section 5. Carving a mountain dynamite, drills, and determination. Carving Mount Rushmore was a monumental undertaking, both literally and figuratively. The project spanned 14 years, from 1927 to 1941, and required immense ingenuity, precision, and sheer grit. The process began with careful planning and model making. Borglum and his team used dynamite to blast away tons of granite, removing the mountain piece by piece to rough out the basic shapes of the president's faces. Once the rough forms were in place, a process known as honeycombing was employed. This involved drilling closely spaced holes into the granite. The remaining rock between the holes was then removed with chisels and hammers, allowing for more refined shaping. The workers, often suspended on ropes and scaffolding hundreds of feet in the air, endured harsh conditions. They braved scorching summers, freezing winters, and the ever-present danger of falling rocks and equipment. Despite the challenges, the team persevered. They meticulously carved the faces, adding details like wrinkles, hair, and the pupils of the eyes. The precision achieved is astounding, a testament to the skill and dedication of Borglum and his team. Section 6. Dates and figures, key moments in Mount Rushmore's history. The story of Mount Rushmore is marked by key dates and figures that shaped its creation and its place in American history. Here are some of the most significant. 1924. Doane Robinson, a South Dakota historian, conceives the idea of a monument in the Black Hills to attract tourists. 1925. Gutzon Borglum, a renowned sculptor, is chosen to design and supervise the project. He proposes carving the faces of presidents into Mount Rushmore. October 4, 1927. Work officially begins on Mount Rushmore with the first blast of dynamite. July 4, 1930. The face of George Washington is dedicated in a grand ceremony. September 17, 1937. The face of Thomas Jefferson is completed and dedicated. July 3, 1939. The face of Abraham Lincoln is dedicated, with over 10,000 people in attendance. July 2, 1939. The House of Representatives passes a bill to provide further funding for the project, securing its future. September 2, 1939. World War II begins, casting a shadow over the project as resources and manpower become scarce. March 6, 1941. Gutzon Borglum dies unexpectedly from a heart attack. His son, Lincoln Borglum, takes over the project. October 31, 1941. Due to wartime constraints and Gutzon Borglum's death, work on Mount Rushmore officially ends. The monument is considered complete, although it does not match the original vision in its entirety. These dates and the individuals involved highlight the dedication, perseverance, and artistic ambition that brought Mount Rushmore to life. Section 7. A symbol of America, meaning and interpretation. Mount Rushmore stands as a powerful symbol of America, yet its meaning is open to interpretation. For many, the monument represents the ideals of democracy, leadership, and the pursuit of freedom. The four presidents, each representing a pivotal era in American history, embody the nation's journey from its founding to its rise as a global power. The sheer scale of the monument evokes a sense of awe and wonder, reminding viewers of the ambition and ingenuity of the United States. The faces, etched into the enduring granite, suggest permanence and the lasting legacy of these leaders. However, Mount Rushmore's meaning is not monolithic. The monument has also been subject to criticism and controversy. Some argue that it represents a narrow and romanticized view of American history, one that overlooks the experiences of Native Americans and other marginalized groups. Others question the choice of presidents, arguing that they do not fully represent the diversity of American leadership. The monument has also become a focal point for discussions about art, representation, and the use of public spaces.